You literally could have hours of entertainment with this one kit. Okay, so this is Magnetic Mini Tile Art. We were in need of a gift to give to a special young lady this Christmas. This caught my eye, so I grabbed it up. We're going to open it up together. I'm going to show you what's inside. And for the paints, we have blue, yellow, pink, purple, white, and black. We've got the magnetic sheets, and we have the tiles in here. They're breakable, so it's good that it comes well packaged. And of course, you have some instructions as well. So let's open up this pack of tiles and take a look at it. Okay, so these are ceramic tiles. They're white in color, and it looks like there are 10 of them. And the instructions are pretty neat. It actually gives you a recipe on how to make different colors, such as if you want green, you mix yellow and blue together. That's pretty cool they include that. So as the directions suggest, you take a pencil and kind of sketch out what you want to draw, which I think that's a great idea. And we're giving this gift to a special little girl named Lauren. So I'm going to pencil out her name. And it'll become very evident that I am not an artist. So there, I penciled out her name, and I may even put a smiley face down here. Like that. Okay, and I'm going to use blue. I'm just using my paintbrush to just kind of mix it up a little bit, and you can always put a little water in here if you need to kind of moisten it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a light coat on here first. And the reason I'm doing that is because you can have a tendency to put one big thick coat on at one time. That'll kind of make it look like it's gobbed on. So best thing to do is just put a light coat on there and then let it sit for about 15 minutes. And you can come back over it again. And now while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to do the smiley face, and I'm going to use yellow. So I'm going to rinse my brush off. And it's real easy to do that with just a little bit of water. There you go. This is just water soluble paint, so clean up this breeze. Now I just got a paper towel. I'm going to pat it dry. And now it is fairly important that while you're not using the color, close it up so it won't dry out unnecessarily. And I'm going to open up my yellow, give it a little mix. And same thing. I'm just going to come and put like a little light coat on here. My artistic ability is lacking, to say the least. So I'm sure that most every one of you guys will do this a lot better than me. I'm just showing you that even someone like me can do this. Okay. Now, I'm going to let that dry for about 15 minutes, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to do it again. And then I'll highlight the smiley face with a little bit of black paint as well. And I'm just going to rinse my brush off while I'm waiting so it don't crust up. And I'm going to close my cap on my paint. Okay, and now that my paint is dry, I'm just going through and darkening my blue up again. It only took about 10 minutes for it to dry. Well, it's important not to gob it on. Just put a little light coat on there on top of your first coat. And the cool thing about this is it doesn't have to be perfect. They say with art, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I'm sure that Lauren will appreciate just the fact that her name is on one of these tiles when she opens it. And hopefully she'll look past all the imperfections. And I'm pretty sure that's the definition of imperfection, but I'm sure she'll appreciate it. And what's good about this water-soluble paint, if you mess up and you smear it off to the side like that, all you have to do is take you a wet rag, and it wipes right off. So you can afford to mess up a little bit. And even though that's far from perfect, I'm going to carry on with the smiley face. I think people get paralyzed sometimes with imperfection, and it keeps them from doing anything. So we're just going to carry on. And I would imagine that if I did a few more of these tiles, that I would probably get a little better at it. Because paints are all different, and the way they're applied, the thickness of them, the brightness of them. So I would imagine after I do a few of these, I'd get a little better at it. One thing to note about this smiley face is that it's a lot easier to go back and put a dark color over a lighter color than it is to put a lighter color over a darker color. So that's why I'm doing the yellow on the smiley face first, and then I'm going to come back and put the black outline after it dries. So I'm going to let this dry. So now I've got my second coat on my smiley face, and then I'm going to come back in about 10 minutes with the black and do the outline. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes, and now I'm going to go through and detail out my smiley face. I'm going to use our black color. Just going to stir it around, mix it just a hair, and dab off the excess so we don't gob it on. I'm just going to come through and lightly outline my smiley face. And being that this is a darker color over a lighter color, it's a lot easier to do it this way versus if I try to do it the other way around. And go through and make my eyes and my smiley face. Then I'm going to let that dry for about 10 minutes, and I'll probably just go back over it again real quick. But you really don't have to, because that's showing up pretty good. I think what I'll do while I'm waiting for the black to dry is I think I might just hit these corners with just a little bit of color. And I think I'm going to do that with this pink. And now before I switch to pink, I'll wash the black off of the brush. And I'm just going to hit these corners right here. Just something a little bit different. Just to kind of accent the tips. And same thing applies. I'm just going to put a light coat on. Probably come back and darken it up with a second coat. Okay, I'm going to go back through and darken up the outline of my smiley face. There, not too bad. Close my cup. Okay, I rinsed my brush, and I'm going to go back through and just touch up these little tips. It doesn't take long for this paint to dry at all. 10 minutes is more than enough. And see, if you wanted to, you could even go through and paint the sides, but I'm just keeping mine on the front. Okay, I think I'm done. You can let your imagination go wild with this and spend as much time as you wanted to. I could come in here and just color the background even more. You literally could have hours of entertainment with this one kit. So there, I think she's going to be pretty surprised that I took the time to go through and paint her name on one of the tiles. So we're going to let this dry. Alright, now the only thing left to do is to affix our magnet to the back of our tile. And you have 10 magnets to go with your 10 tiles. Alright, so let's pop one of them out. They come out very easily. Of course, now one side is sticky. That's going to go on the back side of your magnet. Just going to flip it over and very simply just going to put it on there and give it a press. Doesn't have to be exactly centered, but you want to try to get it as centered as you can. And just press it down. Okay, and it's all done. And so these tiles are about 2 inches square. It's actually 1 3/4 inches on each side, so almost 2 inches. Here's a nickel for reference, just so you can kind of get an idea. So it's pretty good size. Okay, and let's see if it sticks to my fridge. Oh yeah, very securely. This is something you can actually hang papers up with too. It's not just a flimsy magnet. It sticks on there pretty good. It'll actually hold up stuff. Pretty neat. Now make sure when you put your kit up that you wash your brush and make sure that your paints are closed tight. And this is something you can come back to, and you don't have to do it all in one sitting. I had fun just using one tile, and there's 9 more left. Like I say, this will provide hours of entertainment. So I'm very happy with this kit, and I'd be willing to bet that Lauren's going to be happy with it too. So I hope that helps you make your purchasing decision a little bit easier if you're trying to find a gift for a special young boy or young girl. Thanks for watching.